and then, you know, then you'll be talking like us. I'd like to touch on your most defining moment, or one of those moments. We've talked about it, but I'd like to share with the whānau out there one of your most defining moments that was like.
In recent times, and what we were touching on before is definitely quite a personal one, but it's about delving into personal relationships, especially family relationships. So part of my journey when I last year, I think it was last year, it was only last year around this time, I decided to, just trying to think of the right words, not disassociate, but have a really observe the dialogue in my mind to do with my family, especially like my brothers. I've got two brothers, and my older brother, who I would talk to every day, I became aware that the way that the conversations kept playing out were quite dysfunctional. They weren't bad, but they were like, they weren't producing what it was that I wanted, because I was stepping into this thing of like, who is my highest self? I'd given up alcohol, given up drugs, but there was still a lot of negative dialogue in my mind.
What was you were fantasizing about having ripped, like being?
Oh yeah. So I'd always wanted to be like ripped and shredded and like really strong, like to look like a frickin' warrior that had just stepped out of battle. But it was. I was like I would always tell myself that I could do it, but I never did it.
But you were saying you never had the thing to do the work that was actually needed.
I didn't have the drive, like I didn't actually commit to the work required to meet the outcome. And that was a bit, so anyway, going back to the brother thing, so I ended up doing a 30-day fast. Maybe you'd call it a communication fast. It's perfect. Just thought of a communication. So I said to my brother, like, I'm going to have a break from you for 30 days of communicating, because I feel like the way we're communicating is not helping me to be the man I want to be. It's putting me back into these traps of like negative talk, negative dialogue about myself and about other people. And so anyway, I had that 30-day fast, and it was really deeply profound. A week into that communication fast, whatever, we'll stick with that. It's kind of cool. It wasn't, there was no disrespect there. It was like, hey man, I need to have a break, because I need to come into awareness of actually what I'm thinking, and I'm finding it difficult when we keep talking, and I'm so easily persuadable. That's what I was touching on this morning. I've realised how easily persuadable my mind was to things that people said, especially people that were in close proximity to my heart and my emotional triggers and my inner child, like my lived experiences as a child of one of three brothers. My being, my awareness, my outlook on life was intrinsically entwined into those relationships. So within that 30-day communication fast, within the first week, I was like, oh my gosh, it's me. Like I'm actually holding on to this dialogue with my brother, who's not actually even saying anything to me because I wasn't communicating with him, but I've got these ongoing stories in my mind that I'm subscribing to, that are formulating who I am, like the negative talk. And so I would find myself drifting off into these conversations with him, but he wasn't there. And I was like, these are conversations with myself. I was like, whoa, I need to address this. I really need to address this. So I went deeper and deeper, and like a lot of this observation would happen like on the way to a workout, or during a work, or in the morning at the beach when I was like sweating, like throwing rocks around in the dark with no one around. Like that self-talk just like is so loud, bro. Like when you step into silence, you really become aware of the self-talk. So I thought about it a lot, and because I intentionally set out to do this communication fast. And the other thing that I added at the end is I wanted my brother to write me a 1,000 word report on how he had adapted his behaviour to better his life and to better his situation, you know. And also I was going to write I was going to write a 1,000 word report. So obviously as the 30 days came to a close, about 10 days left, I just had this massive download or inspiration, revelation about what I'd been doing, and I titled it Conscious Creation of Self. And it was like tapped into this awareness that I'd discovered about how I was building who I was through thought, action, feelings and emotions, and then understanding how easily persuaded I had been throughout my life. Not and a lot of those people, they weren't doing it with ill intention. You know, family, whānau, they're not trying, most of them are not trying to put you off course. They're trying to navigate their own path. And then that's when I came up with the thing. I didn't come up with it, but I heard Wes Watson say it, who's a YouTuber, like, become the man you admire. And I was like, whoa, that blew my mind. Like, become the person that you admire. And then the way I kind of reframe it is become who you needed at that darkest hour in your life, when you were that kid crying in the corner, or you were the kid at school that felt like you had no mates, or you were hungover because you'd been drinking for 4 days in a row. Who was it that would walk in and just touch your heart with like a few words and inspire you to magnify everything good about your life? Like who and what would that person, what did he look like? How did he speak? How did he present himself energetically? What did his presence feel like? So I really tapped into that, bro, and that's what I work on every day. And that's what I work on with other people, is to inspire them and guide them to create that undeniable person. That's the higher self. The higher self is that person that could walk into a room and say like one sentence to you, and it would resonate with your being. It would resonate down through your feet, in your heart, in your mind, and it would make sense. It would help you to comprehend everything you've been through, and help you see the light, the abundance, the grace, and the divinity that is all around us at all the time. So that's probably that links back to the higher self.
That's beautiful. That's powerful, and how that led into that as well. How you came to that realization. Your higher, you're crafting your higher self every day.
Yes.
Conscious creation of self. That's what the name you brother. Named the report. Conscious creation.
And that's the name of my book. I'm writing a book called Conscious Creation of Self. Which embodies and talks about all these philosophies of crafting the person you admire, crafting the man or woman that you needed. Because one of the other sayings I love is become what you seek. Through that very process, you are what you seek. If you're seeking peace, you inadvertently become peace. If you're seeking the warrior, you become the warrior through the way that this manifestation, you start magnetizing it. And when you align the habits and you consciously think about how that person looks and acts and feels,
we're gonna cut it off there, because we want to guide you fellas to go and see what the brother's up to and all of his beautiful mahi.
Cheers, brother.
Because we want to keep some things for the rest for the rest of the whānau out there through your own platform. So what's your?
So my website is www.stonethrower.co.nz. I'm also on Facebook. I'm on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. I post a lot of longer format videos on YouTube talking about all this stuff. I often love doing a workout and then dropping into a concept, which will be like, curate your life or become what you seek. I'll give myself a title and I just free flow. I just free flow and see what comes in. And I've also got training programs. I've got group training programs for men and women. They're real popular. powerful, dynamic and safe containers for people to express themselves and be supported on their journey to create their highest selves. And I also work with people one-on-one. And I'm also hosting this wicked retreat here with you, brother.
Yeah, Roger, my brother.
Here at Ferry Reserve near Woodville, May the 18th.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, pretty sure.
May the 18th. So
We'll put all the links. We'll put all the links to all of the brothers, your website,
Beautiful.
and your page, and all that sort of
Yeah,
stuff
brother.
in the top of this description, whānau. So, thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you.
Aroha, thank you for your time and your
Mauri
energy.
Aroha, bro. Divine blessings of love all around and within you.
Ka kite, whānau.